everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I am your host, Paula Vail. So grateful to have you watching today's show. I am so happy to share with you just an amazing young woman, entrepreneur. You're just going to fall in love with her just as I did. She has been a guest on my radio show, and I just felt she had to be on this as well. Let me introduce to you Meghan Hanna. She is the creator of Two Chicks Cocktails. It's just such a fun story how she created this, and she's a female entrepreneur. I love it. Meghan, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Oh, you're so welcome. Oh my goodness. Oh, please tell us a little bit about yourself and your Two Chicks Cocktails.
Well, I came up with Two Chicks Cocktails. I was in the backyard with one of my best friends, and we always drink wine. And this day she had a cocktail in her hand, and I said, "What are you drinking?" And she says, "Jack and Diet." And I said, "Ugh, why? Why are you drinking this? We can afford good alcohol in our older years." And she says, "Oh, fat girl on a diet." And she's tiny, like a size 0 and beautiful and incredible. And I told her, I said, "I'm going to bottle that attitude." And as I got to think about it, and really what I meant by that attitude was that attitude that women often have of not being enough. So not pretty enough, not smart enough, not successful enough. And I thought, I want to create a brand around cocktails, because women get together around cocktails, that makes it okay to be enough. Come as you are. You are enough exactly as you are. That's exactly what I wanted Two Chicks to feel like and to be. And getting together around cocktails, not to drink and numb our problems, but to be mindful and have cocktails that talk about our problems with our women friends, our chicks, and work through all those things together.
Yes, because, I think a lot of women are like myself. I have girlfriends that I've had for years, since 6th grade, and that is what we do. We get together for dinner, cocktails. It's a girlfriend thing.
For sure, and solve the world's problems all together, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I was raised by 2 moms, and one of my moms ran inmate services at the local sheriff's department. One was a police officer and one was a civilian. But as a kid, I grew up playing on the jail yard with the women inmates. And really, I just grew up in this sea of estrogen. So what I learned is, between my moms and the women on the yard and my mom's friends and things like that, and also as an adult and my friends and my chicks, I just have always learned the importance of community amongst women and not being competitive with other women, because there's room for everyone to shine. And oftentimes I think society just really, kind of molds us to be competitive with each other as opposed to supporting one another. And we're stronger together, but I wasn't raised in that environment. So becoming an adult, and I moved from the Bay Area down to Southern California. And that's when I really was like, oh, whoa, this is different, to feel that competitiveness and really not understand it. It was a very new thing for me. And so I just really have always been committed to, not being competitive with other women. And when you get behind someone's guard, most people have a really good heart. I would say 9.99 out of 10 people have like a really, really good heart. Some just take a little while to get there and realize that, we're in this together and we don't have to be competitive. There's room for all of us.
Yes. Oh, I love that, because that's so true. We don't have to be competitive. We can be supportive.
Yeah.
And with that, we all can shine and
Absolutely.
all can succeed.
Yeah. There's room for everyone. Like you really honestly, from like the core of your being, rooting for somebody else does not dim your own light. And I think that we forget that a lot as women.
Yes. I think it actually empowers us. The more love and caring, compassion that we have, we become empowered, because that is the greatest power. And it's so beautiful to see so many women entrepreneurs, especially myself. It really touches me, because I was 27 years in a restaurant, started working there in college, became a restaurant owner.
Wow.
And, and it was interesting, because there were a few times where it was a little difficult for different people. You're the owner, really, of this large restaurant? And yes, I am. So yay
I
for
love
the
it.
girls. Yay
I
for the
love it.
girls.
Yeah, I get that even now when I am at the different like Bevmo stores with the drinks and I'm doing tastings and talking to people. They assume I'm a sales rep. And then when they find out, and I don't ever really like tell them differently. I like to like wait that one out. And then somebody else often will say, oh, no, that's Meghan. She's the creator. And they're like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
You started this? And yeah, but I will say this, like I noticed that people, they will treat you differently, right? They spoke to me differently when they thought I was a sales rep and then when they thought I was the owner.
Yes.
And that's kind of like with Two Chicks, that's what I want to get rid of. Why is that happening? It's like that, I was not enough when I was a sales rep, but I'm enough when I'm the owner. Like we need to be treating people the same, regardless of what we, our preconceived judgment is of them.
Yes, Meghan.
I've noticed that. Yeah, for sure.
I will never forget, I was bussing a table and then chatting with a table and mentioned to them, they were asking me questions. So I'm actually the owner and the manager. And you're bussing tables and you're the owner?
Yeah.
Yes. And it's my honor to bus tables for my customers.
Oh, I love that you say that. It's my honor. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, tell us a little bit, once you made the decision with your good friend to start this company, this business,
Yeah.
how difficult was that? Was it like, wow, what do I do now? Or was it pretty easy to research and put it together? Tell us a bit about that.
I wouldn't say it was easy by any means, but I think it is more about being tenacious, right? So I had this idea because of a comment, my girlfriend had made, and I couldn't shake it. And so I just thought, I'll figure it out. So I just honestly started on Google. Where do I find a distillery to make my drinks? It was like started with that. And fortunately, I was able to just, make phone calls and find the right people. And also, too, God just provided the right people on my path in the process. And I think that happens a lot is that if you really, start to really follow your passion and your soul's purpose, then God puts the right things there for you to open those doors. Mm-hmm. And then you just have to be open to walking through them and take the risk because it's a huge risk. So yeah, there were parts of it that were easy. There were parts of it that I was like a ball on the floor crying. Like, is this what you want me to do? Why is this so difficult? So I definitely went through a bit of a roller coaster with it, but I always knew, I knew what my vision was, and I always knew it was going to happen. Those two things I knew. How I was going to get there, had not a clue.
Yes.
Not a clue. There were many nights I just would ask, show me what you want me to do. I need a specific sign of which way you want me to go. And lo and behold, some door would open. I'd be like, okay, are you sure? Okay, I'll do it. So I really just was committed to following, what was laid out for me and also maintaining my vision. Because I was told by many people, you'll never get distribution. There's so many brands. You'll never be successful. You'll never get on the shelf. Why are you even bothering? And really just ignoring those things and knowing no, this is too strong. I have to do this. It wasn't even I want to do it. It was, I have to do this. And so I think when you're really following your soul's purpose and being aligned with yourself, then those doors will open for you. But yeah, it was hard. It was hard. It's still hard. I feel like the journey's just beginning. It's just chapter 2 is now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love the attitude and the way to look at it because yes, we're going to have the challenges, but yet stay with your path and believe, and doors do open. Doors do open.
Yeah, you just have to be open to walking through them because some of them are risky and expensive. There was a lot that I took a personal risk on a lot of things, but I never wavered on it because I just knew this, the world needs this message, even just more than just a cocktail. Obviously it's around a cocktail and the cocktails are gluten-free and they're sweetened with stevia and they're all natural. So you just pour them over ice and you can feel good about what you're drinking as well. But it was more for me about the purpose of the message of bringing women together, women supporting women, and really getting that message out there is the bigger purpose for me. So I just knew that, I would be guided in the way to do that.
Oh, I love that, Meghan. I love it. I love it. And do tell us a little more because that's something I just loved, that your cocktails are more on a healthier theme for us so we can feel good about drinking them as
Yeah. All right. Every bottle has justification on it because women tend to justify everything that we do.
well.
Every cocktail is named after a different friendship. So the first two out to market are based on my friendship with my next door neighbor and best friend, who is still my next door neighbor and one of my best friends. But as flavors come out, they will always be named after a type of friendship. The next two to market are Ride or Die and Soul Sister. And the story on the back of those bottles will be stories I curate from my Facebook community about their soul sister and their Ride or Die, and tell us about that. And then we'll put that story on the back of the bottle because I want the brand to feel like everyone's brand. And yeah, the Twisted Lemon is lemon with cayenne pepper. So it's kind of a tart and spicy drink. And then the blueberry is sweet. It smells like blueberry pie, actually, I think, when you open the bottle.
Oh, yummy.
Which one did you like the best?
Oh, I loved both of them.
Yeah.
Both of them.
They're
But
good
I think
together.
I've gotten more into the blueberry.
Yeah. It kind of like depends on my mood. They're good if you mix them half and half as well.
Oh, I'm going to have to do that.
Yeah, they're good like that too.
Oh,
So, yeah, I just wanted to have a cocktail that, if you're going to drink and have a cocktail, that it also, was not filled with chemicals and things that are foreign for our bodies. So yeah, that was number one when I was working with the company that does all of my formulations for me. My number one thing was it has to stay all natural. Now that really keeps me out of doing a lot of flavors because keeping things all natural, like I want to do a watermelon really badly, but watermelon turns brown unless I put something in it to make it not turn brown, which I'm not willing to do. So we will not have a watermelon flavor until I can figure out maybe another natural other fruit or something I can put in there that will keep the watermelon consistent. So it does make it a little harder to come up with formulations that are unique because I didn't want to just do another margarita or another mojito or Cosmo. I wanted something that was like nothing else on the shelf. Yes. But that's okay. The right formulations will come and the right combinations, will be there that I can keep all natural.
You must be having so much fun with this.
It is fun. I
bet it is fun.
Yeah, well, it's a baby. It's like my third. I have two daughters who are 11 and 13, but this is like my third baby. And so it's been fun to just especially seeing everybody else embrace it. That will make me, I've cried in a few Bevmos already because it just is like, oh my gosh, this is just this little idea that I had in a backyard. And to see so many people embracing it, it just makes my heart just so full, so full.
Yes. And that's probably indescribable.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
it is.
How long have you been working on this process? And tell us a bit of what you think for when viewers can jump in and start ordering these products. How does that look for everyone?
Well, I've been at this for a little over 2 years. It took quite a long time. Right now, I'm doing a test in Southern California, which is going incredibly well. And after the new year, that test continues to go well, which it should with everybody's help. Then I will expand to all 160 Bevmos. But right now, if your local Bevmo doesn't carry 2 Chicks, you can ask for it, and they will order it into your Bevmo for you. But the more people that go into any of their stores, Whole Foods, whatever your local grocery store is, your liquor store, if they want to carry 2 Chicks, that's a possibility. If we have people, well, actually, it can absolutely happen. If people ask for it, then my distributor will, of course, send it there. So the more people asking for it, the better.
Yes, that's just what I was thinking. I'm going to go into our Whole Foods, our Trader Joe's, and say, when are you going to get 2 Chicks cocktails?
Oh my gosh. That would make my day, because what they'll do is they'll call my distributor, Southern Wine and Spirits, and they'll say, sure. And then they handle it because luckily they're throughout the nation. So my reach is, I can go as far as anybody wants me, and hopefully everybody does.
So the viewers today, we can all assist on spreading you out there. I love that. Let's do that, everyone.
Yes, please.
Oh, it's just so great to see, a young entrepreneur doing what you're doing and You know, it's so empowering and so supportive to other women out there that are
Thank you.
starting something, doing their own business.
Yeah.
Tell
Yeah.
us a bit how you handle creating this amazing company and producing what you're doing and being a mother and taking care of your family. How do you balance all of that?
It's day to day,
Mm-hmm.
but I really feel, that if you don't take care of yourself first, then you can't take care of everything else. So for me, that's yoga, that's meditation, that's working out. I do those things every single day because they are necessary for my soul. So I put those into my calendar like I was going to drive my kids to soccer practice. It's as important as me getting them to where they need to be. And I really feel it's kind of like that oxygen mask mentality on the airplane where they say, no, you put yours on first before you can help anybody else. So I find that taking care of myself first helps me be a better mom, wife, friend, sister, daughter, all those other labels that we wear. If you're not wearing the label of you as an individual first and foremost and nurturing that and taking care of that, you're not going to really succeed at any of the other labels happily and fulfilled. So that is one thing I have to do is make time for that. And I've always been, I say selfish, but a girlfriend of mine said, I've never seen you as a selfish person. I say committed. She says, I think you're just committed to self-care. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, we'll put it that way. But I think that's a really important. And as having two daughters, I want them to see that, that mom does take care of herself, that mom is important as an individual. And because I want them to do the same for themselves. Mm-hmm. And I think often as women, we wear so many labels. We put so much on our shoulders that we forget to take care of ourselves.
Yes, that is a powerful message, Meghan. It really is. It's a powerful message.
Thank you.
Yes. When we take the time to take care of ourselves and love ourselves, mm-hmm. then go out and be all the other roles that we play.
Yeah.
That is just a huge, huge message.
Right. I find that I'm more successful at all of those roles and more calm in them as well, like more patient and more calm. And for me, and that doesn't have to be working out for everybody, but whatever your thing is, like I have a friend who loves to paint and I'm always on her. Why aren't you painting today? Even just 20 minutes, like go do that. You need to go do that. So you can go and, take care of the rest of life. Like, why are you last? We would never tell our children or our best friends to put themselves last ever. Yes. So why are we doing it to ourselves?
Yes.
So yeah, I think it's an important message. And I think that women need not feel guilty about taking that time for themselves.
Yes. And whether that be, whatever triggers you to be happy, be painting, be sewing, be dancing to your favorite song. It's all individual. And take the time to do that.
Yeah. I think it's imperative to your health. I think it's imperative to your health and your mental health, your physical health. And for me, yoga for sure is like a spiritual and physical. I always walk out of there just exhausted in both ways, but I love it. And I also feel ready to like take on, what's next. And it's also really helped me when situations are sticky and difficult, because it's so easy to lose your faith in those situations. And that's why when people say, oh, should I do this or should I do that as far as like starting their own business or they have an idea, I say you have to be so crazy passionate about it. It's as important to you as the air that you breathe, because when those situations get difficult, you'll give up if it's not. Yeah. It's too easy. And with Two Chicks, there's plenty of those situations where I was like, I don't see the light. I don't know how it's going to happen. When is it going to happen? But luckily, because of my tribe of chicks around me who are so supportive, they were like, no, you're doing this. You can do this. And also like everything I've learned through, like in yoga, it has helped me to be in those situations and maintain my faith in God. Because we often lose our faith when situations are difficult. It's always when things are easy, we're like, oh yeah, God's great. He's got me. But when things get bad, we're like, no, he's nowhere to be seen. And that's just not the case. No. So it's helped me in those situations to be like, okay, this is sticky because there's a reason. So show me the way out. Yes. What's the lesson?
Yes. And doors can open and things can happen if we keep that door open and that trust.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I will never forget what it did for my heart. I was a single mom running a restaurant. I had been told I could buy it. And my prior husband had been ill and passed away. And so that was the restaurant was everything, my family and restaurant, the kids were a part of it with me. It was, we do this together.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the price went up. Well, I went to the bank and they kind of laughed at me and said, yeah, little girl, you want to buy a restaurant? And I was just heartbroken, but I was like, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then a couple days later, I was telling some of my good customers, they were asking me and said, well, I'm not going to, looks like I won't buy the restaurant after. Well, why, Paula? He was a doctor. The next day, his accountant was knocking at my door and all the paperwork, and that doctor co-signed a loan for me to buy the restaurant.
Wow.
All I was their favorite waitress.
Yeah.
And they had faith in me. What that did for my heart. And a few months later, I was able to renegotiate the loan and get him completely off it. And our big joke was I named a booth after him.
Oh, I love that. But exactly what you needed came to you exactly at the right time.
Yes.
Yeah. Sometimes it's at the 9th hour, but it comes.
Yeah. There are some amazing people out there. And when we keep that faith, even though it can be hard sometimes, doors can open up, windows can open up.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard, but it's kind of I tell people it's a daily practice. And also being flexible.
Yes.
Being calm in those times when everything that you had planned for the day has now been changed.
Mm-hmm.
And going, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
It'll all work out whatever way it's supposed to.
And what's fun is also we can think we're going in one direction and something different can open up for us and we go that direction.
Yeah.
We just never know.
Yeah, something better.
Yes, something better.
Yeah, I mean, even with, my company, when I first had the idea, it evolved in the 2 years since I even just had the concept. And because of life experiences that I had, that I thought, oh, that has to be part of the brand. That it has to be more than a cocktail.
Yes.
It has to be more. There has to be a bigger purpose behind this brand, and it has to align with my soul. So I spent a lot of time really in study and just trying to get right with myself and understand my soul. Because if I didn't understand that, there was no way I was going to understand my brand. And even though I would have liked to have launched this a year ago or a year and a half ago, I mean, in my mind, I was like, I had the idea and I was like, oh yeah, it'll be up in 6 months. I mean, that was really in my mind. There was a reason the timing was the timing, because I had my own growth and lessons that I needed to learn before I was ready for this to launch. And even just in the last month, all that it's become, with even just the requests I get for interviews, with all of these different things, I'm like, wait, who wants to talk to me? Okay, wow. Things I just never expected, but it was all the right timing, because I would not have been as aligned then as I am now.
Yes.
About it.
Yes. And isn't it wonderful how we connect with who we're meant to connect with?
Always. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just so grateful for the energy that brought you to me, and it's really fun, and that faith is fantastic.
Yeah, thank you. Me too.
I do want to make sure, could you please share your website information with the viewers today, Meghan?
Yeah, it's www.2chickscocktails.com. You can find me on Facebook at 2 Chicks Cocktails. You can find me on Instagram at 2 Chicks Cocktails and Twitter at 2 Chicks Cocktails, but it's TWOCHX Cocktails on Twitter. So yeah, you can connect with me at any of those places, and we put all the information about interviews, television shows, events, and also where 2 Chicks is expanding to. So that happens with everyone's support. So that I've been really grateful for.
I love it. I can just see 2 Chicks Cocktails in stores all across the country.
Thank you.
That's what I'm putting out to source. It's so fun.
Thank you for that.
Gosh, you're such an inspiration.
I appreciate that. I think that about you, Paula.
Oh, thank you so much.
You have such a good spirit and energy.
Oh, girl power, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
We all can together make such a difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
we have about 3 minutes left of the show, Meghan. What last words would you like to say to the viewers today?
Okay. I mean, there's so much I could say, but what I will say is this, that if you have a dream and you have a passion, then sit on that for a second, feel it, think about what it is like when you think about your life and what you want that to look like. Sit with that and imagine yourself already in that. And then if that feels right and that feels good, then go for it. Because if it is the right thing for you, all the doors will be open, but you just have to be persistent and tenacious. And most of all, you have to have faith in that what's for you will not pass you. But don't give up and just go for it. You don't have to be famous or rich or have any special connections, because the right connections will come.
Yes. Oh, I love that. I love that. And just to have that confidence and know that you are strong.
Yep.
And you can go out and do what your dream is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's room for everybody to shine.
Yes. Yes. Oh, gosh. And I do love with your cocktails that each flavor has a bit of a story of a friendship. That really is a beautiful thing. That just touched my heart when you said that, Meghan.
Well, my friendships and my relationships are like the soundtrack of my life,
Mm-hmm.
right? So they have to be infused in the brand, and it's something that all women have, is their relationships in their life that have been important. So I want to embrace that and also invite other people's stories and friendships into the brand, because that's what the brand is about. The brand is not about me. The brand is about women and their chicks. And I want people to feel a part of that and like they're a chick. And that's why they go buy the cocktails. Otherwise, really what's the purpose? Just to have a cocktail? It's got to be more than that. It's got to be more.
Yes. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh,
No.
I love it. And we are going to connect again.
Yes, for sure. Thank you again for having me on. It was so fun to sit and chat with you again.
Yes.
This time via video conferencing. So this is cool.
Yes, we're moving on.
I love it.
And now it's video. And everyone, I am going to have Meghan back on the show again in, I believe, February.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to discuss crystals and astrology, something that Meghan and I both love.
Yes, I'm in.
So we look forward to it. So I want to say a happy holidays to everyone. Merry Christmas, love, hugs, blessings. Meghan, happy holidays, love, hugs,
Yes,
and blessings.
happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Goodbye, everyone.